Something smells delicious in here.
Yeah, it does. I'm hungry. Jake, are you eating El Ranchito Taco Shop?
That looks amazing. What did you order?
Tacos.
What?
Guac.
Jake, are you choking? Get out of my way, Michael. He needs the Heimlich.
Oh my god, I cannot believe this is happening again. Jake, you know you're allergic to avocado. One generic allergy medication later. Are you okay?
Yeah. Almost dying is so worth it to have some El Ranchito creamy guac. Thanks, Eric, for trying to save me, even though I wasn't joking.
I know. I just wanted to get you from behind.
Well, I guess this is a good time to tell everybody that if you're ever in the Inland Empire and are craving some great Mexican food, visit El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore.
Seriously, I follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
El Ranchito Taco Shop.
More than just great Mexican food. Listeners are listening.
I would hope so.
They're listening.
What are they listening
Stop talking
to?
about them
What are they listening
and
to?
how amazing they are. They're listening to Customer States
You're
podcast.
cheating. You are cheating,
And
Jacob.
I think Jacob. Oh, Customer
since
States
Jacob's doing
podcast,
it,
the podcast where we talk about everything in the automotive industry. So we have
Wait.
There won't be a crackable this week, but there will be sips
a little bit of tinkling.
because Eric has brought something special.
We don't know what it
everybody.
is, and we've been instructed not to sniff it.
You can sniff it now. Chica! He sipped it already.
I did not.
You're an
I did not.
asshole.
Fired.
I
It
watched
did not.
you do it.
Fired.
No, I did.
Fired.
I did this.
That
Okay,
broke my heart.
I did not.
No, it's all right.
I
My
didn't.
heart
know
is
this is.
crushed.
In case you're new here, this is a podcast where we start with a drink to kick off our Friday. So I hope everybody has
Happy Tuesday.
a great Thanksgiving. And also,
Happy Friday.
let's try this.
Okay. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait.
Mazel tov.
This is meant for sipping. Do not shoot the whole goddamn thing.
I'll try.
Wait.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You got a Fuchi face at first, and then you realize you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Is this mezcal?
No. Oh my God, are you?
What is
Is
this?
it,
It tasted a little smoky.
It's Scotch.
No. Yes. I know.
Is
I know
it-
what this is.
Is it McAllen's?
It's very smoky.
It's not McAllen's. Johnny Walker.
Yes.
Johnny Walker what?
Johnny Walker,
I feel like it's Johnny Walker.
you all are bad alcoholics.
Hold on, so-
Really fucking
Alcoholic.
bad
Is it
alcoholics.
Whiskey?
No, it's a
not.
Scotch.
It's Scotch.
Hold
I
on,
drink
wait.
it with my steak.
Okay, so
Steak
it's
Take another
Scotch
sip.
for breakfast.
The problem is it's a little watered down now at this point, but
Because you took fucking forever.
I'm sorry. It's hard to
technically
get
Scotch
everybody
is supposed to be
corralled.
slightly watered,
This is a little more than slightly.
so it's smoky.
It's a Scotch for sure.
It's smooth as fuck, though, isn't it?
It's really good. What are we
This
drinking?
Is a homemade tequila.
What?
This is
Oh, this
tequila.
is
This
tequila?
is a homemade tequila.
This
from
is
one of
Scotch.
my customers.
From like
Well,
blue agave or
like
from
blue
what?
agave.
Okay,
No
so
Tequila.
okay, so
Yes.
it kind of makes sense why I thought
This
it was
is
mezcal.
homemade tequila. Yes.
Is he looking to go into business?
I
I
want to
have
buy a
some-
barrel of this shit.
I have some capital to
Is
throw
that
down on
not the
this.
smoothest fucking tequila
It's
you've ever
really-
tasted?
So it's
really
a
good.
customer of yours?
Yes.
You can't
Tell-
you
tell
can't
him I'll
say
be-
that this is tequila. It does not taste like tequila.
No.
Tell
And
him I'll
it's
be,
sweet.
uh,
It does. It has a
Fuck.
tequila. It has a tequila taste.
It does
That's
have
why
tequila,
it read as
yeah.
mezcal to me.
It's tequila.
Tell him I'll be an angel investor. I'll put money down.
Seriously, like this is.
It's
he gave it to me in
very-
a little tiny bottle, me and my buddy. But yeah,
It's
this
got
is.
a very smoky.
I tasted that
finish.
shit and my eyes popped out of my head like there was no burning sensation.
That's fantastic.
It was
Do you have more
smooth
with
as
you?
fuck. I do.
Okay, well, we'll revisit that later
Yes.
on.
I would say that this tequila is in the top percentile.
I agree.
It definitely is. Which brings me to Volkswagen top percentile.
You have to introduce yourself.
Oh, shit, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shit,
hi.
fuck. That was a lot going on. Shit, fuck.
When I'm overwhelmed or when I stub my toe, I say all the curse words.
Or when you're drunk off tequila.
Well, I'm not drunk off tequila yet,
God,
but
that's
there's
fucking
time.
good.
It's delicious,
So you
isn't it?
guys, I opened this
Yeah.
podcast. My name is Allie Paul. I do warranty administration for
Hello.
Volkswagen and Mazda. For Mazda.
What?
It will be
Moises.
Call your
13
mother, she worries.
years. 13 years in December. December 3rd, maybe. We're not sure. Anyways, to my left is a wonderful human with a sexy, silky voice. He also happens to be my almost husband. His name is Jacob Rikus.
Burr, 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 burr. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's me, and I'm sipping on this sumptuous
Sipping
tequila.
on gin and
scissor.
juice.
Some slurp.
It's not scissor. Don't
No, it is
dare
not.
confuse that.
So my
don't
name
even know
is
what that is.
my name is Jake. My name is Jake, and I am a service advisor and a glorified. Hi, Jake, and I'm a service advisor and a glorified service assistant, service director,
And technician secretary.
and technician secretary. And because you guys, well, hold on, I have to look at my calendar real quick to judge this properly. Because it'll be after the fact. I'd like to thank my wife to be on a very happy 10-year anniversary next week.
Yes. We're gonna miss it.
Yes.
It's on Monday.
Oh wait, hold on.
So yes, I have been with this wonderful woman for 10 years,
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
and I
guys.
couldn't be more happy. And I love you.
Thank you.
You're
I love
welcome.
you too. I'm honestly honored. Why did you make that hand motion?
What?
When do I get to join the relationship?
Oh, are we doing a
throuple.
throuple?
I'm down to be in a throuple.
A thruple.
Indeed.
Speaking of thruple, to my left,
It's
I
part
don't
of the
know how that-
quadruple.
a quadruple
Yep.
or a quintuple.
No.
No, quadruple.
Let me see.
Quadruple.
I'm Googling that while Mikey
Quadruple.
introduces
So-
himself.
Quadruple?
The
You have to work couple into it.
the podfather and man with many hats, Mr. Sarah.
Hi guys, my name is Mike Sarah, transmission technician, senior master technician, and shop foreman. And to my left,
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
the sneezing beauty,
The sneezing queensing himself.
We are.
Eric Montenegro.
Hi. We're a quad, by the way.
Oh, it's a quad?
It's a quad.
Just a
I
quad.
don't like that. It's too generic. It needs to be a quadruple.
Or polyamorous.
Yeah, you're just polyamorous.
I mean, so are the Mormons.
Is
but,
that like
you know,
fucking
who
around
cares?
and finding out?
Wow.
I'm Eric Montenegro. Thank you
Can we listen to that on break?
for that
Yes.
lovely
Yes.
introduction.
Yes.
You again won't get that reference. Heavy line technician for
So
Fjord Motor Company for almost 5 years. Yay. Thank you. Golfers clap. Welcome to Customer States Podcast.
Yes.
Where we talk about everything in the automotive industry.
Dude, we do. Indubitably. Allie, stop fingering my hole.
Why? You have 3 in one place. It's in his shirt. But you should know. I just want you guys to know that I drank a lot of my tequila really
How about,
fast
I was
because
gonna
it
say, how about
tasted
that
good.
tequila? It's delicious.
It is
is
really
very
good,
good.
and I'm like taken aback by it. To be honest, I could have sworn it was Scotch. I mean, it's
Ooh, maybe it'll be our first alcohol sponsor. I don't know if you guys were here
Hook
from
it
the
up.
beginning, but we started drinking like a ton of Trulies, and we
Truly, get
tried
at me.
super. Yeah, exactly. We would say it all the time, and we'd like contacted them. We slipped into their DMs
I
trying
wrote
to get
so
them to
many
be a
letters
sponsor, but
and
no
so
one
many
cares.
emails. Yeah, it's impossible.
Nada. Zero zip. I really thought that you guys were in the top percentile back then, but I guess not.
Yeah, well, you know,
We were.
we're not quite in the top percentile either. So I was doing a little bit of digging today. I got an RO, a repair order.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah, just in
clarifying
case
that.
you guys didn't
Appreciated
know.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you.
Got a repair
Believe it or not,
order.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Believe it or not, there are people who
Those
don't
are
know what
words.
an RO is.
Well, exactly. and
I've had
they're-
somebody ask me, I was talking about work, and I'm like, oh, the RO. They're like, what's that? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No, so
Reverse
thank you for explaining
osmosis,
that.
obviously.
Well, actually, when we switched
Starbucks
from
water.
our DMS, our dealer management systems, it no longer says RO number. It actually says SO number,
Service order.
Service order.
service order number.
That would mess with me. I
So
would.
it really confuses the new people because when we say, "Oh, what's the RO number?" they're like looking on there, like, "I don't know what it is." Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's a thing.
What's this SO?
So I was working on my Volkswagen today, and I had noticed that there was a repair.
You were working on your Volkswagen? You have a Volkswagen?
I was working on the Volkswagen paperwork. I am not a technician. I am a warranty administrator. So when
just
I
to
say
clarify,
I'm working on
for
it,
anybody
I'm
that's
working
new
I
to
was
the
on
working
show.
on my Volkswagen
Yeah,
today.
I was working on my Volkswagen paperwork
Oh,
today,
okay,
my
gotcha.
Volkswagen claims, and I had come across a repair order for an ignition coil on a 2019 Beetle with 3,000 miles on it.
Wow.
I know. I was like, wow. Like, we had a moment about just that. Anyways, there was 1.56 hours of diagnosis on this vehicle.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
Okay. And this is actually a friend of the show's repair order. So I'm not, I'm
okay.
not like, pointing him out specifically. It just made me think. I was like, okay, well, you know, it's been a while since I've looked at our metrics on the Volkswagen website of where we fall in line with the region on average for our diagnosis.
Right.
So I looked at that and I did a quick little tappy calculation, and we may or may not be 67% over
Oh, shit.
the region.
Wow. That's funny. Oops.
Yeah.
Off with their heads.
Fucked here. Nothing is fucked.
So because there was a short week last week and here I am this week.
Another short week.
Yeah. I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of paperwork
Why
to
was
catch
it a
up
short
on
week last week?
because of Thanksgiving. This week.
This week.
This week
Wow.
is a short week
Yeah. I
was like,
because
wait.
today I had the day off and also Thursday.
Wow, you just confused the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah, okay.
No, I did it because they're listening to this on Friday.
Yeah, which is when we record this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I confused the
I
fuck out
hope
of
everybody
everybody.
had a fantastic Thanksgiving, but we are recording this on a Tuesday. I'm gonna pull back the curtain so we don't have to pretend like, oh, Uncle Albert like was super racist at the Thanksgiving table or whatever. We'll tell you about our Thanksgiving next week. Anyways,
Radio edit.
yes, you can cut that out.
No need to. It's funny. It's funny.
So I started looking at all of the metrics, and Volkswagen is really awesome because like there's so much data available. Like I can click into so I'm looking at last month's data, but it has been high for the past like 4 or 5 months. It's basically trending upwards.
Ooh, that's not
So
good.
we're having a problem. It needs to be addressed.
I would
Fire
agree.
everybody.
So we can't fire everybody. No one will come and work for us. I don't know if you know the unique situation of our dealership.
Oh, I do. I'm well aware. And so do our listeners. Thank you, listeners.
So yes, thank you for
Corner
listening.
lot, nice property, good view. You know,
Hitting all the selling points. Close to everything.
Yeah, you guys, you can walk.
Starbucks right down the corner.
Yeah, down the corner. We got a
literally.
KFC. Actually, I don't want to say all the places that are near. I think that's a bad idea.
Listen, there's a Starbucks and a KFC near every dealership.
They have
okay?
no
Let's
I
just
guess
be-
so.
A
yeah.
5-year-old could have figured it out by now.
No, that's true. So I was very busy. I took time to consult with our new shop foreman on the Volkswagen side. We have an officially new, so he's been a tech for a while, but he has the official position now.
That poor bastard.
Fit the patepin.
Honestly, it is a godsend to me because my manager, while he has his strengths and weaknesses, he is not the person to go to for technical questions. He's just not. If I said,
Everything you're doing is bad. I want you to know this.
if I said, hey, does this amount of diagnosis look right to you? He would be like,
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
the technician,
Yeah, sure.
his mentality, while you guys would probably love this, is the technician is always right. Well,
I want to work for that guy.
I bet you do. Warranty audits don't work like that. I don't know if you guys
Oh yes,
know.
we.
But so I had a little powwow with the shop foreman, and he kind of told me how it works with other dealerships. Like at his last dealership he was at, the way that they managed this was they took the average of the region, and if you were claiming over the region, as soon as you got to that average, you have to consult the shop foreman and get it signed off. And he has to come look at your work and see if he can help you at all. And I think this is going to be great for half of the shop, and the other half of the shop who is a little bit more experienced. I think we're going to have an ego problem there. I could be wrong. I don't know.
You're not wrong.
But
Wrong.
we basically had, a 45-minute conversation, and finally the service manager did walk up because he knew we were talking for a little bit. So we introduced him to the situation, because I have gone to him with this issue before, and it's that mentality. It's the technician is always right. So my auditors don't give a fuck about the technician is always right. I have to save the dealership, and we're trending upwards. And even though we just had an audit, I don't know what's going to happen. They can do it again. They can do whatever they want when it comes to that kind of thing.
Your role is to protect the dealership, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I do have a slight concern that if we're spending that much extra time, I'm worried that there's going to be extra kickback from certain technicians because they've been milking it for a while, and that time is ending soon. Maybe. But I hope
Try and pull that at another
what
dealership.
happens is that it improves our efficiency and allows them to look at more vehicles, which allows them to flag more time.
That's the whole point of having that process in
And
place.
I was telling everyone, I was telling some of my coworkers about my dilemma today, and I was saying, I feel like very managerial doing all of this because we
Look
had
at you.
some more issues. But I love it. I love solving a problem. I'm a fixer. I want to fix it.
Here's the next problem. How do we transition to the next topic?
So, I don't know.
Don't
maybe
fuck up.
Times 3. We can just address it 3 times.
Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up.
Beetlejuice.
So
I could go on about that topic. but-
So this is a quick one. At my dealership, everybody has problems with getting parts, but sometimes it's a little bit harder at other dealerships than others, and I think Eric has experienced this going to his new dealership. However, so in one day,
I love you, Tommy.
three different jobs for technically 2 different technicians, parts were messed up for, all in the transmission department. We had the incorrect quantity billed out for this, and they gave us too much of this one and not enough of this one. And then they had given us the wrong main control valve body for this job and swapped it with this one. And then they didn't give us the correct amount of seals and for this job. And now they have to order them first. So like basically they put our entire 3 jobs on hold for our entire department until the next day. And it's just like, how can you have that many catastrophes in one department in one day?
It's the parts department.
Easy.
It is what it is.
It's not. I mean, nobody's
You guys got to
perfect.
work around it.
Nobody's. What am I supposed to do? Shit the
Gotta
parts out of my
take-
ass?
You got to take other vehicles. You got to start working on other shit.
There's
Push those
nothing
out.
else.
Well, you better watch a Disney movie
Everything
or
else
something then.
we're waiting on parts for. it's so.
Well, good thing you work in California and you make double minimum and you have a guaranteed amount.
Thank goodness. Anyway, that was my topic.
Thank goodness.
Don't get me started on my parts
Thank
department.
goodness.
Tell me about it.
I love you, Tommy Pickles. You know I do. I adore you. But god damn, this shit is
Damn.
beyond his control.
You know what it
It's
is?
like
It's a work in
there's-
progress.
It is a work in progress, but it's very frustrating because you can't make money if you don't have parts. And
No, you cannot.
That is true.
Nobody's going to get paid if you don't have parts. And the problem is that some of the parts guys are charging out parts on the RO without pulling anything yet.
Seriously?
Yes, they charge it out before they pull anything. So
That's
it makes-
not warranty.
Their system
No, it's
lets
not even
them do that?
Yes, but well, yeah, if you don't physically walk to the shelf, why wouldn't the computer let you?
Oh, no. I guess I was thinking about without the part being available.
No.
Okay.
They charge everything out, but they don't put the parts together for us.
I understand.
It makes their numbers look fucking fantastic because they sold all this work.
Yeah.
But just because I'm not touching it for another week doesn't mean you can't pull the parts yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm under the impression,
Wait.
because we're getting emails and texts that, hey, the parts are here. Hey, can you start this job? Hey, the parts are here. Okay, great. So I go, this happened to me 3 times. Thrice.
Thrice it happened.
Thrice or a thruple.
That's us.
Love you guys.
I pulled the vehicles in, and I have engines out and disassembled, and front ends off of vehicles, and go into parts to go get my parts, and there's no fucking parts because they didn't pull them.
But they're at the dealership. They're just not presented to you? Question mark.
Not all of them. Some parts still had to be ordered, even though the work was approved and the wreck was turned in. Parts were not ordered. I have vehicles down on my rack. I had to push out 2 vehicles last week as a result.
God, I bet that was painful.
No, it's not painful. It fucking
Push out 2 vehicles.
No. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, God, I was late to that party. Anyways, it's just very frustrating. It's very fucking frustrating. Tommy understands my frustration. I can't get fucking... So now, before I even pull a car in, I make sure those parts are in my goddamn hand before I start tearing down.
Yes.
Or even pulling the vehicle in.
Yes.
So, although I'm sure the one that I'm in the middle of right now, when I go into the actual box, I'm going to be missing some shit, which is par for the course. But, my God. I've had, so transitioning.
Transitioning.
I have this transit. Oh, go ahead, Allie. Allie was singing.
I was lip syncing. You don't want me to sing as of last week. I understand, you guys.
I have this transit that I've been working on that has been an absolute fucking clusterfuck. It's out of warranty, so it's completely customer pay. The engine is on intergalactic back order.
Oh, tell me something that I don't know.
It needs an engine. The engine that the vehicle came in with was just rebuilt less than 500 miles ago, and it's got a rod knock.
Oh boy.
Rebuilt by who?
A private shop.
So take it back to the private shop.
No, they want it done. They want it done right. Excuse me.
Bless you.
And so, in my initial look at the vehicle, there's oil puking everywhere. There's silicone all over everything. It was not done right, this repair. So I told, we met in the middle. I'm like, you can either pay me to tear down and see if this engine is salvageable, or you can get a replacement engine.
Listen,
Yeah.
tequila's a hell of a drug.
It
It
is
sure as shit is. So
good tequila.
It's so good.
the vehicle sat in the back of the lot for 3 weeks, and the customer ended up sourcing their own engine. All right, great. It was delivered to the dealership. I inspected the engine. Everything looked fine. I'm just going to order a few one-time use parts. It does have some custom work done to the van.
You said this is a full-size transit van?
It is a cutaway transit van. So it's a bus.
Oh, wow.
It's a bus. It's
Okay.
a people mover. And so I ordered some one-time use parts and some other things because it's customized. It has a secondary AC system, blah, 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 blah. So this replacement engine, I'm comparing it to the other one. For the most part, it looks like fine. You know, I expect to see a couple differences, but not too much. It's the same fucking engine, right? And so we get this engine in the chassis, and it has an additional pulley on the harmonic balancer for the second AC compressor. And we have to transfer that from the old engine to the new engine. So we pull the crank pulley bolt out, and we pull the pulley off, and we go to put it on the replacement, the donor engine, and the bolt that comes out of the donor engine is probably a good 3 inches shorter than the other bolt. I'm like, that's cool. So an extremely long story short, I went back and forth with the company who owns the vehicle, who also went back and forth with the company that sold them the engine to get me a VIN number for that engine so I can make sure it was the right engine for this vehicle. Because we have 2 very similar engines in our fleet. There's a 3.5 liter and a 3.7 liter. And the only difference, which I'm pretty sure is just the crankshaft, is the difference between the two to get those little 0.2 of a liter difference.
Longer stroke.
So, yeah, a longer stroke, exactly. So, and I'm assuming that, again, because I don't know, I don't have hardcore evidence, is by the length of the crank pulley bolt. One's significantly longer than the other. So I would assume a different manufactured crankshaft. Anyways, I won't go into that. So the donor engine has a significantly shorter crank pulley bolt than the factory engine that came out of the vehicle. So they give me a VIN number. And mind you, it's just this blurry fucking picture of a computer screen with a VIN number on it. And I plug it into our system, and it comes up as a 2019 Transit with a 3.7 liter. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, I'm curious. So I take that VIN number and I go to parts. I said, I want you to give me a crank pulley bolt for this vehicle, which is what the donor engine came out of, right? Mm-hmm. And they pull the crank pulley bolt, and it's the same crank pulley bolt that was on the factory engine that came out of the Transit.
6 Apple 340.
I don't know. But it doesn't
Nicely done.
Match the crank pulley bolt we pulled off of the donor engine.
What?
Which tells me that they got the engines mixed up for whatever fucking reason, or they supplied me with the wrong VIN number. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm letting the customer know. I'm saying, hey, you know from the jump off that this engine's not warranted because we're not supplying the parts. We're only covering the labor,
Right.
to start. 2, I don't know that this engine is the right one for this vehicle, and let me explain to you why. So I went into the whole thing. I explained to the customer why and what I suspected. Will it run? Most likely, yes. I don't know that the PCM is going to be able to tell the difference between a 3.5 and a 3.7 because of 0.2 of a liter. It probably will be fine. But I need to let you know, just in case, for some odd fucking reason, it doesn't run. It was not by anything that we have done. I suspect that this is not the correct engine for this vehicle. My professional opinion, it probably will run and it will probably be okay, but I need to prepare you for this in case it doesn't. Mm-hmm. Well, how would I order parts for that engine? I'm like, everything is for the most part the same. If for some reason something doesn't match up, I will give you another year and model of a vehicle that this engine came out of that you could be able to get parts for that engine for future reference should it need any other repairs. So it was back and forth about this whole fucking engine issue. We finally got the green light to just go ahead and do the repair. If it doesn't work out, then they're going to go after the junkyard. This fucking AC compressor is so goddamn complicated to get onto this engine. So on top of figuring out the whole engine issue, trying to get this AC compressor bolted back onto the bracket, we're having to shave metal off, and turns into this big fucking thing that took hours. I'm not exaggerating. It took fucking hours to figure out how to get this goddamn AC compressor back on.
How many hours was it?
Fucking hours.
Let me preface this with, I love my apprentice to the moon and back. Christian, you're amazing, and I adore you.
Christian.
And he knows. I've talked to him about this already. But had he taken pictures before he disassembled it, we wouldn't have been of Schitt's Creek and trying to figure out, well, it came off just fine. Why the fuck won't it go on? I don't know. You pulled it off. So I'm being methodical and trying to figure out how to get this damn thing back on. Mm-hmm. The damn AC compressor he mounted on the wrong side of the bracket. So the bracket comes off of the engine, and he had the ears behind the bracket instead of in front of the bracket.
How do you even do that?
It's very easy to do. It's very fun because this bracket is some pile of shit that somebody welded together and cut.
Oh, the aftermarket.
The aftermarket bracket.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Aftermarket bracket. Yeah. So it's like there's no instructions for this anywhere. You have to figure it out by looking at it. Yeah. But he had it mounted on the back side of the bracket instead of the front side of the bracket. And the only reason we figured that out, one, was because my former apprentice, Christian, looked at it and was like, he pointed something out and then the green light went on. The light bulb went on and I figured it out right away. I'm like, fuck! And looking at the engine from the side, you could see that the AC belt, compressor belt, was pushed inward towards the engine and it was rubbing the other compressor.
Those are words.
No, I'm there.
Yeah, I'm sorry I got a little technical there. I hope
No, I
everybody
like
was
it.
able to follow
Yes,
along.
of course.
I feel like I got a little
but
warranty technical. So
It
it's
was
okay.
it was a clusterfuck today. It was 4:00. I'm like, I'm done for the day.
Yep.
I have to leave anyways. I'm like, but I have checked out for the day. I'm sorry. I told him, I said, you can go home too. I said, we need to come back and recharge our batteries.
Fresh
tomorrow
mind.
because we're done. We're spent for the day. I'm sorry. You're not in trouble. I told him, don't think I'm upset with you. I'm not. This whole frustration.
I'm just disappointed.
No, I told him that. I told him I wasn't disappointed in him at all. He's learning. He's learning. I expect these things to happen. It's fine. He's broken some shit. Okay, whatever. You're learning.
It's part of it.
And that's the first thing I ask him when something happens. Did you learn something? Yes. Okay, then that's all that matters. We can replace the broken parts. I don't give a shit. As long as you learn to not do that again, then
We're good.
We're good.
Are you talking about Christian?
I'm talking about my apprentice Christian.
You gotta kind of suck at something
I have
to
an
be
apprentice
good at
named
something,
Christian.
you guys.
Sucking at something is the first step of being really good at something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me in my life.
God, he really
So,
sucks.
so real fast, before the keys go off, Mike, is the Eradicator story short? Do you want to polish off the end with that?
Yeah. So by the time this episode airs, I will have posted a video of the rodent repellent detection device thing that we keep talking about on the show. And I just happened to be walking through the service drive one morning, and sure as shit, there's a so I had
couldn't hear
I
it.
had sent the video.
I can't believe you couldn't hear that.
I had sent the video to the three of us originally.
Three of you
and
guys?
and by the time that
Send it to the three of you guys?
Wasn't Eric involved?
you were for sure
You said three of us.
So there's
1,
four of
2,
us.
3.
Oh, you're the fourth person.
But I sent it. I can't send
You
it to
said
myself.
us. Three of us.
Three of you, yeah.
There is 4 of us collectively.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
that's
sorry.
been established.
I sent it to
Moving
the
on.
3 of you.
Okay. Thank you.
My bad. Any gaze.
Any games? Oh my god.
Yeah, so by the time that this episode airs, I will have posted the video to the social medias. But tell me if you hear the noise, because Allie couldn't hear the noise.
Me
in
and
the
Eric
video.
could.
Everybody can hear that fucking noise.
Everyone
I
can hear the
listened to
In the
noise.
shower or you
Everyone
were
can
shitting
hear
or
the
something.
noise. It's impossible.
You had background noise. That's why you couldn't hear.
Well, I was at the dealership and I didn't
Thank
have my
you. I
headphones
win.
at my desk, so I was just like holding it close to my ear.
I don't need headphones.
I
to
was
hear that.
watching a TV show that was cranked up and I could still hear it.
I was near a construction site when fireworks were going off in a battlefield, and I still heard the
God.
And
noise.
he's
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, it was something better than that.
But I mean, so that's what I'm talking about when I say that noise. It's nails on a chalkboard to me. I cannot stand it. I was walking through the service drive. If you look at the video, it's
you're a
early before
musician.
dawn.
You have sensitive ears. Like, I feel like you're very
sensitive.
attuned.
What?
It's very sensitive.
What?
Oh, I
it's
hear
that.
it really well. Yeah, I hear
Tell
it.
me you don't hear this.
You're spoiling the video.
Let the people listen. Shh.
It's a teaser.
It's
Tell
really
me you don't hear
intense.
this.
Yeah.
I can hear it out of the headphones.
Changes.
Changes.
So,
Anywho.
but before the keys jingle, also, couple of
I
days
feel
ago,
like I still hear it.
yeah,
It's stuck in your ears.
couple of days ago, I had a customer pull up in the drive who had bought a filter from our parts department, just an engine air filter. And he goes, "Hey man, I don't mean to be this guy, but I bought this part. Do you mind if you just install it for me?" He's like, "You guys do all my other work. It's just my gas mileage is a little fucky." And I'm like, "Of course." And I knew the guy. He's a good customer. If you tell him a car needs something, he buys it. Doesn't even bat an eye. So certain circumstances,
Except an air filter.
Except an air filter. Certain circumstances, I will do this. But he had one of those devices that goes off every once in a while, but it is also sensitive to motion. So if something runs by it, it will also go off. Well, he had somehow double-sided taped it to the inside, underneath the hood, underneath one of the lips, so you couldn't see it. So when I went in there to unlatch the box, it went "Wah!" and I'm like, "Fuck!" And he laughs, and I'm all like, "What the hell, man?" He's like, "Sorry, I got rats." I'm like,
That's
okay.
funny. Oh man, so you got a scare on the drive.
Yes, I did. And he laughed at me. I'm like, install your own fucking filter.
I take it back. You're a horrible customer.
I'm out.
So we will be back.
You know who's not horrible?
Our sponsors.
Our sponsors.
They're fucking fantastic.
They
Hey,
are so
hey, and
wonderful.
truly, we'd love to add you as a sponsor.
No, we always.
Yes, we would. Allie, shut your whore mouth. No, no.
Thank you, Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing, supplying us with Justice Brothers products.
And thank you to Ray Moon, who supplies us also with delicious tacos from El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake Elsinore.
California, with this creamy guac.
Thank you, Mr. Nick.
Yeah.
Yuck for all the awesome tools.
Thank you, Dale Follett and Norman Glacier. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Jean-Luc.
Thank you to my customer.
Oh, and yes,
Thank you to the supplier
who
of
you need to
the
get me in
tequila.
touch with. Also, by the way, Mr. Ferris, please get a hold of me. Get my number from either Mike or Eric, because I have a meeting set up with you with my parts department.
Ooh, exciting. Listen for more. We'll be right back.
After these messages,
Love you.
listen to them.
Why do you guys always have to have the last word?
Bye.
Bye.
What a prick.
That was fucking amazing.
So fucking amazing.
I do want to.
Hi, Mike Sarah here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust, so you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
You came too early.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. We still love you.
Oh, yeah.
You just gotta listen to the tunes, you guys. Sometimes you just gotta savor the flavor. Like the tequila.
Which was fantastic.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
good.
Thank you to our lovely sponsors and the people who are still with us today.
We love you very much.
Yes, we do. And welcome back to Customer States Podcast, where it's 90% tangents and 10% cars. Stay a while.
That's
Pull up a
too
chair.
high.
Make a bag of popcorn. You'll be
Exactly.
fine.
And call your mother.
She misses you.
You're killing me, Ma. Eric, go for it, darling.
Thank you. I think I will.
Fuck off!
Ooh, this smells divine.
I'm too marinated already.
I'm too marinated.
This one says how chill. Is that what you have?
This is delicious. I have strawberry melon fizz. Turn it around,
Did
Michael.
you try the
There you
mojito?
go.
Turn it around.
Oh, I have strawberry
little
melon fizz
warm,
as
but
well.
it's
Yes.
Eric, cheers.
Cheers, bitch.
Salute.
Cheers, bitches.
Oh,
You know,
Jake and
after
Ali, I
a-
guess cheers too.
After a while, these are
Cheers, I do have a beverage. It's just
After a while.
new.
these are gonna make me a little tired.
Oh, yeah. Tired.
Really?
What?
Really?
He's the king of the corny joke.
You know, it's getting there.
Oh, wait a minute. What's your joke for the week?
We're not
He
there
didn't
yet.
prepare.
Yes,
And I
we
can't
are. It's
think of it.
always during the first half.
I had one and I don't remember what it was.
Okay, we will come back to that.
Yeah.
Better find it.
So,
Sew buttons on your underwear.
Who has buttons on their underwear?
Exactly.
if you got one of the open flies,
Oh yeah, maybe you got some
like
long
boxers.
johns.
Well, boxers tend to have the button fly.
Yeah, that's
What,
a thing.
from the 1920s.
Yeah, maybe.
What? Okay. Either way. So,
There's the tangent.
so exactly.
What tangent?
Leaning on 92%, shooting for 100. I was in my parts department on the Mazda side today, and one of my parts associates, their phone's messing up and the cord's bad, so I ran over to the
Business office.
business office. That's perfect.
It's where we keep all the supplies.
And supplies, and that's how we met.
Oh my God! Please do not. Listeners, please
Go
do
watch
not.
the YouTube
please
video.
don't watch the YouTube.
Blame it on the alcohol. So
That's good. What is that one?
that's the Rainbow Skittles. You can tell by the color.
See, Daddy knew without even trying it.
So I.
What? Ew!
I didn't-
Made that noise.
I wasn't me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. It wasn't me. So I went to the business office and I asked my office manager, the head boss lady, for a phone card. Phone card. Phone card. So I asked her for a phone card.
Tequila is a hell of a drug.
It is. And her response to that was, "What are you? Everybody's lackey today?" Because I had asked for my technicians, they needed more ink for their timestamps or their time clock
Yeah,
machine.
it's like an old school ribbon style.
Oh,
Yeah.
I miss those.
So
I
I
don't.
had to ask
I
for
still
that
have it.
because I've been asking for weeks and nobody will do it. And my texts need to have legible punches. So did that. And then I came over for my parts department and she goes, "What are you? Everybody's lackey today?" And I go, "Well, nobody asked for my technicians and I need them to have, be able to do
timestamps.
legible timestamps, which makes your job easier. And also my parts manager, my boss, because we're down one parts person, is busy. So I'm trying to assist so he doesn't have to do everything." So she gets it for me reluctantly. And I walk downstairs and I see the owner and I wave at him. And then I go into the VW service office and I go to talk to the parts guys, and our buddy Jeremy's there, and start talking with him. Jeremy. I start talking with him, and the parts manager on that side, we start talking, and I go in through the little side door, and he starts off the next conversation.
back door?
Not the back door, front door, side door.
I don't have a side door.
Would you like one?
No.
He just looks at me and just,
She's just got a back door.
yes, straight shooter. He goes, "How the fuck do you guys sell so much tires?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He's like, you sell so many more tires than we do. How do you guys do it?" And I go, "Well, we do have a buy three, get one program that happens twice a year. And we have a other one after the second round, sometimes the first, where after it's finished, a customer can go onto our actual dealer website and click on our tire link. And if they buy tires through there, they get the buy three, get one deal if they have them installed at our dealership." So,
Okay, that's pretty good.
right. So we've got a couple of different ways to rein him in. And so I'm telling him that, and he's like, "Well, yeah, but we have the buy three, get one too every once in a while, but we just don't sell as much." He's like, "What are your techs doing? This, that, and the other thing." And I'm like, "Well, you guys do have the more expensive tires because they're the low profile, and usually they're larger tire sizes because you guys are majority SUVs and larger vehicles."
You're talking about the
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
The
side.
Volkswagen,
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
So I tell him that, number one, and I'm like, with some of our cars, when it's on the buy three, get one, some of the tires for installed out the door is like under $500 with tax, and they're decent tires.
I have a very hot take on this.
It's just they're, less expensive. And
Does it
then
make you want a hot dog real bad?
Real bad.
And then I also tell them, I'm like, well, my technicians are aggressive is the wrong word, but they're adamant about, selling things if they believe that the vehicle needs it, and they're doing their inspection video that we send to the to the customer, with the attached quotes and everything, parts that it may need. If it's got sidewall cracking, if the production date is over a certain amount of years, if it's got feathering or cupping or anything along those lines, they're going to recommend tires to customers. And with that, with the customers seeing the video and seeing the prices, and when you discuss with the customer as their service advisor, it kind of all comes together, and we just sell a lot of tires. And I also told him I've got a technician right now that, without mentioning any names, I even told him, I'm like, I've got a tech without naming names. He's really good at selling tires. It's like his nickname is the Tire Man. So we call him the Tire Man. And then we go back and forth, and then we go back and forth with a couple other things. And then we start talking about the service manager over on the Volkswagen side and some of the thoughts that we all have. And,
he's in retirement mode.
He is in retirement mode. And
For the past 7 years?
13, but moving on.
And then how Allie was talking earlier about you did earlier about the top percentile, about the warranty repairs and everything like that. We start talking about, I said, me and Allie had a brief discussion about how you guys are way, way higher in earnings for warranty than you are customer pay, and we're the exact opposite. And he's like, the warranty...
That speaks to the vehicle, though, to an extent.
It also speaks to how bad a service advisor wants it. And that's where I was going with this,
fair.
Is it's like, when you are raised on a service department or a car line, that if you are making enough money with the amount of warranty repairs that you have coming through your shop, and with that free money, any way you look at it, your life is comfortable enough with the money that you make. Where is the push or the drive to try and sell brakes or tires or additional work to a customer? And I told him on our side, our warranty repairs are few and far between, or if we have them, it's always a stupid software update that pays 0.1 or 0.2, or like the valve job that we have going on right now that pays 4.3 to do a valve job. And it's
fuck out of here.
Oh, I know. It pays 4.3 to pull all 8 of the valve seats.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Mazda needs to do more diagnosis. Volkswagen is the opposite. Mazda.
Less
Volkswagen's
diagnosis.
up
Good
here.
luck to everyone.
Mazda's
The
way
valve
down
seats
here.
or the valve seals? You said seats.
Valve seals.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me. I
Seats
apologize.
are
Yep.
Built into the head. That's why I asked.
So we do all of that, and even with whether it be my most experienced tech or my less experienced techs, it still takes 2 days just to be, because there's a different tool to pull them, there's a different tool to reseat them.
There's a different pool to tool.
So, and that, like I said, that pays 4.3. So in my mind, where I need to make my living and the money that I need to make, because I can't live off a warranty, besides the fact that they're few and far between, that pushes me to sell the needed work to a customer.
Of course.
And it was a good conversation just to go back and forth. And then to try and get our warranty numbers up, we just got a new company called Recall Masters.
Recall Masters.
We have
It's a waste of money.
It is a waste of money. I 100% agree. Recall Masters basically goes through our whole entire, system and any surrounding VINs that are from other dealers, or any time that we've seen it or anything like that. They run the VINs. If it has a recall within a certain radius, they search it. If there's information connected to the vehicle, they send them a notification saying, this is what you have. Please come into the dealership. We'd love to do the repair for you. And like Ali said, it is a massive waste of money, because you can do the exact same thing by going into a customer's file or searching those cars. Or
Yeah, but it takes a dedicated person to do that.
Of course it does. But
especially with your
Because-
antiquated paper system.
Right. But also at the same time, most of the time when those people that they are trying to reach that still have these recalls that might be, a little bit more in parts or a little bit more in labor, either they don't give a damn and they're not going to respond to begin with because they've already been driving around on a car with an open safety recall for 8 to 10 years. 2, they don't own the vehicle anymore. Or 3, they think they're being solicited upon because most of the stuff that you get with it's emails, phone calls, text messages where it's like, your warranty is expiring, your extended
Right.
service contract is expiring. They think they're getting scammed or phished or whatever the case is. It is not a market to have another company who recall masters. It's like, come on into the dealership. You've got open It's just so I don't know. I find it to be a losing battle.
Like
They could have came up with a better name.
Yeah.
but their name isn't being published to anyone except for dealers, so it's like
okay.
whatever. I do feel like Mazda has that on lock because of all the restrictions they put on us and all of the deadlines we have to meet. Volkswagen, I don't feel it like it's as much of a waste of money, but for Mazda, I feel like we have it so buttoned up. But whatever, it's just the difference between Volkswagen and Mazda. Whatever, it's just not very efficient, I guess.
Trying to be efficient.
Well, I mean, speaking of the topics of efficiency, we have a program that was given to the technicians at the dealership as to like an incentive, above and beyond your for those that don't work in California, we have a base hourly pay and then a production bonus pay. So like if you're over 100% efficient, then you get, your flag rate hours. However, we had gone above and beyond that and given each technician that if they were, it works out to basically 98% efficient. I think we talked about this in another episode. So
We did.
It was a big topic.
So like 98% efficient is $1 an hour more on top of your flag hours, and
it scales up from there.
98 hours, I believe, was the 130% efficient. Like no, I'm sorry. 75 hours was the 100% efficient mark that gave you $1 an hour more, and then the $98 was the 130% efficient mark that gave you $3 an hour more per flag hour.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had a technician that he always is like consistently 130+% efficient.
Well,
Well, when
that's good, right? That's good.
That's very good.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Very good.
Same page.
Yeah. So we had found that on his recent pay periods, he had been flagging overtime. Basically, he had been cookie cuttering his days to make it be like he was there 9 hours a day, working 9 hours a day, which is a problem because it's a very clear and simple rule that even Eric may remember from his days way back when, that there is no overtime without manager's approval. That being said, not only did the service manager and I get yelled at for having an employee with overtime, but I can't even pay this employee his due wages because of the fact that he was on the clock for more hours than he was supposed to be. And if he was on the clock for the amount of hours that he should have been, he would have been over 130% efficient. So I maybe that didn't come out clear. If he was on the clock for 91 hours in that pay period, like physically at work, he clocked in for 91 hours. If he was clocked in for 80 hours like he was supposed to be, he would have been over 130% efficient and would have gotten that $3 per hour bonus, on his flag time, which would have been way more money than the overtime that he was trying to collect. He somehow missed this in all of the meetings in the past years that he's been there. Didn't understand how the metrics of it works, didn't understand the math behind it, and decided that he was going to clock overtime. We tried to tell him that
It doesn't work like that.
it doesn't work like that. Your shift is from here to here. Well, I just have so much work. I'm like, we all understand that. I get in at the dealership at, before 6 o'clock in the morning, and I leave after this, after 4:30, 5 o'clock at night. I'm not clocked in for that whole time. It's just, I'm there because I have stuff that I have to do. Nobody asked me to be there. That's why I'm not doing that time. But you have to also remember that you're based on your efficiency. And if you are clocking overtime, which you're not allowed to do, period, you have now dropped your efficiency. Mm-hmm. So I just he shot himself in the foot for that pay period. And so I feel like, after that,
it's important to listen to things that are happening at meetings.
You could kind of see his eyes open after we broke it down for him.
Was he upset?
He wasn't upset. I mean, he understood, and he was like a little resilient as to I'm here, I have to do the work. I'm like, listen, I get that you feel responsible to do this work and that you have these responsibilities, and that's all good and well. But nobody's asking you to stay here. Your shift is from 8 to 5.
Yep.
Those are your hours. If you want to come in early and stay late, that's great, but that's on you. Nobody's asking you to do that. If we need you to stay late to take care of something for us, a heater, or come in early to take care of something for us, then we'll pay you the overtime, and that's fine. But you're not allowed to set your own schedules. You have a set and defined schedule based upon what happens in the industry.
Yep.
And the biggest kicker is I don't know if he didn't realize or didn't think it through or whatever, but if he wouldn't have clocked those overtime hours, he would have made so much more money.
Yep.
And it's upsetting, you can't tell him that, but it's upsetting.
Do you know what that is?
Galloping.
It is. Do you know why? There was a fucking horse at our dealership
Yes.
recently.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be posting a picture of that too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, my day was made. Fuck dogs being at the dealership, making me happy. It's all about the horses now. We had a horse day. There was I don't know exactly why it happened, but there was a person from...
Do you not know why he was there?
He was from the mounted posse for our local police department.
He had a bunch of horses. I think he was handing out horses for sale for a fundraiser or something. Right?
Yes, to
So
promote...
they were there getting one of their trucks worked on. So because his truck was getting worked on, he brought the trailer with his horse, and he was just walking around to the dealerships to promote the mounted posse. And like Mike said, he's got stuffies of his particular horse.
Yes, and what they're doing is they're actually promoting kids being comfortable with police officers. So if something is wrong, that they feel
I couldn't imagine why in
comfortable.
today's age why they would need to do that.
We're super duper not going
didn't
into
go
it.
deep into it, for fuck's sake, Mike.
Anyways, I believe the horse's name was Joey.
No.
What was it?
That's not a good horse
I'm trying to
name.
remember. It wasn't like
Shiny?
Buttercup or whatever. So no, Shiny.
Buttercup is the horse from Half Baked.
I saw a picture at Lori's desk today of him with the horse. He had posters too. I want to say his name was Shiny or something like that.
Okay, well, I thought it was Joey.
I think maybe it was a little dull.
But but so many jokes were made. You will see it in the Mimi later that will be posted.
Mimi.
The stuffed horses were $40.
No, they weren't $40.
To regular people.
No, he was giving out the horses for a donation.
Yeah, $40.
And Joe happened to donate $40. You could have given him $10.
That is not what
him $400.
That is not what he said. He said the horses are $40 for a
He was giving
donation.
the horses away, the little stuffy horses. He was giving away to the kids for free, which
of
I thought was
course.
super cute.
Of course.
But
give the
there's a lot of
children's.
jokes to be made.
Children's.
It was a kind of beige horse. And I want to emphasize that we live in Southern California. It is not every day you see a horse walking down the service drive. It just doesn't happen.
No, but where we live, we see horses all the time.
In our area, there
Even
are
the hiking
horses.
trails, there's people riding horses all the time.
Yeah, but not in the down the street. Like, hey, I'm a horse, so I'm just walking down here.
No,
What the fuck?
that's what the horse sounds like. What does the horse say?
Nay.
Oh, God. Boo.
Wait, no, let me try again. Yours wasn't right either. Who's CDK? Is that Michael?
No, that's me.
Okay.
It's a
Tell me about it. Tell me about the Siddiq.
See Dick.
I love to see Dick.
Mr. Richard.
Wow, Ali was late to that party, ladies and gentlemen.
Alcohol gives you a delayed sense of whatever.
Everything.
Like how you broke our new dishes.
Oh,
We're not going.
my
Okay,
God, I want to know about this. We should talk about it on
this is
the
what
podcast.
happened.
Wait, no. I
We
will
got
tell.
new dishes.
I will tell the story, my love.
Are you telling the story or am I?
Are you telling the story or am I?
So, Allie.
I'm sorry, maybe the go.
Allie was partaking in alcohol that
It's legal in California.
alcohol is legal in California.
Okay, going on.
So we got new dishes, very nice stoneware that are Mikasa stoneware. And
So pretty.
and
Mikasa.
and because
Mikasa Sukasa.
We got
yes,
it from Costco.
because her mental capacity was diminished from being under the influence when she put them into the dishwasher to wash them first before we used them. She moved them very rapidly, didn't realize it, and she just smashed them into one another.
Oh.
And I chipped
God.
the pasta bowls. I chipped one of the bowls. But it's from Costco, so I was like, hey, we got this. It was chipped already.
You're not one of those people, are you?
This time I was. It was a brand new dish set. I'm sorry.
They have a lifetime warranty.
They do. Even I messaged Mikasa and I was like, hey, if this ever happens again and I can't return it, it's like, do you guys, they're like, oh, absolutely. You just have to send us photos and we will send you a replacement.
Wow.
But like I was putting it on the top dish rack and like it got stuck to be closer to the other one, so put a little
What
bit
if it
more
happens
pressure.
when your wife's drunk? Is it still covered?
You don't tell them that.
Is that warranty?
That's not warranty.
The dishwasher was drunk?
Oh, God. So,
I'm never washing another dish here.
so
That was good.
back to CDK. You guys use CDK, don't you? We
do,
Yes,
yes.
we do.
And you use CDK as well, Eric, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to start this story off with the fact of that I had to try and keep one of my techs, my El Salvadorian tech, from killing these two guys that ultimately were salesmen trying to convince our dealership to go from PBS to CDK.
Which we should do.
Well, I like PBS. It's fine. We don't need to redo because then
Public broadcasting service.
We'll
I
talk
don't know
about
what it
this
stands
before.
No, just move on.
Okay, moving on. So I was helping my tech. we had a CX5 come in from a body shop that had the whole dash lit up like a Christmas tree, bunch of faults, blah blah blah. They replaced this airbag, the SAS module, and a couple other things. Couldn't get the codes to clear. They don't have the capability of programming anything, so they're like, we need you to dive into this and look. So after fixing a few other things, we find that the forward sensing camera and the front radar system needs to be recalibrated because that's just part of it when you replace the SAS module. To redo this, some of them you can do dynamic aiming, which is you put it into dynamic aiming,
Dynamic or static.
you drive the car, everything's hunky-dory. With this, we had to do a static aiming. So we have to use the stupid little tripod with the little reflective
It's such a
triangle.
pain in the ass.
Horrible.
It's a pain in the ass, and you guys all know. So we set this up, and it's got to be 16 feet from the front of the radar. It can't be more than, it needs 13 feet of clearance from the left and the right with nothing in front of
Yeah.
it. 26 feet complete clear with nothing obstructing in the front. And then like I said, tripod 16 feet.
You don't have 26 feet in
I
your
know.
dealership.
I know. Well, we do on one spot, and we program them all right there. One spot. One spot. And, from the 16 feet from the front of the radar to that little sensor or whatever you want to call it, it also needs to be, 28 inches from feet to middle of and all this. It's got to be perfect. It's very specific.
Yeah.
So we get everything lined up, tape on the ground, measured, make sure that the bubble on the level is perfect, all the stuff you would normally do. My tech tries it a couple of times. For whatever reason, it's not taking. We find that because of the angle of it and where we do it, there's like where the parking lot kind of has a drainage ditch where it'll run, where it allows the water. Pretty much, gutter, that works. So I had to tilt it up to make sure that it was even, and it was working. And these two guys that ended up being from CDK walk in front of the vehicle while it's programming, and it sends it into basically a brick where it freaks it out that something's there and he's got to start from scratch, instead of, if it doesn't take, you just restart the screen and it tries again. Well, because they walked in front of it, the system shat itself.
I will never get CDK now.
And my tech lost it.
I would be.
And my tech, he's like, who the fuck are these guys? What the hell are they doing? And I'm like, Freddie, they're in suits. We don't know who these people are. They could be going to talk to the owner. Calm down. We'll fix this, buddy. I got you covered. So we redo it, everything like that. And right after, it takes. No big deal. And once that's all done,
oh my God,
I noticed that they walk into the parts department, and I just assumed that somebody told them where to find my parts manager, who is also the service director, whatever. So I go in, and he's talking to these gentlemen, and I step into his office, and I wait, and he finishes up, and I go, who are those guys? And he goes, oh, they're salesmen for CDK, and, you know, they're saying, oh, you know, we're in 58% of the dealerships in your local area. And,
I want it so bad.
and, you know,
I support that.
and we're seeing if you would like to use
change my
us,
life.
and et cetera, blah, blah, blah. And I'm all like, well, so-and-so almost killed them. And he's like, what do you mean? And I tell him the story, and he's laughing because he knows it's like this tech.
It's a big deal. And the tech.
Right. And
specifically.
it's like this tech, he's, like I said, he's El Salvadorian. He's got a bit of a Napoleon complex. He's a great guy, but I mean, he's a feisty little fucker.
So Salvies
He's
are
my
known.
boyfriend.
So let me just tell you that, you know, going from
Oh, he's the juice of an orange, by the way. That whole
Yeah,
saying, that's
yes,
him.
that
Yes.
is.
yeah, which I believe is on one of our t-shirts,
Salvies are known for their
which you can get at
tempers.
customerstatespodcast.com.
Yes.
Yes. The secret, always remember, the secret is,
The secret ingredient,
ingredient is.
the juice of an orange.
Yes. Thank you.
Fantastic.
The funny, oh man, damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Tequila. Boo.
What?
Why?
No, don't do the.
Eric, did you find your joke yet?
Man, I didn't get to talk about my not warranty story.
You can do it right now.
You still have a little bit of time.
Okay, we'll share some pictures later. I showed them to Eric.
Okay.
Basically, the shop foreman for Volkswagen brings me over. We have a TDI vehicle. I'm not sure what it was actually because I just saw it from underneath.
He has a titty
but it's a sedan.
Diddy.
And
Probably a Jetta.
I noticed he's like, have you ever seen this before? And he's pointing at the exhaust pipe where the diesel particulate filter and the like cat and everything is right there. And the little like, help me describe this, Eric. It's like
It's a particulate matter sensor. It looks like an oxygen sensor.
yeah. So where the oxygen sensors are coming out of, usually they're in the pipe, right? No. They're in the pipe. Well, in this situation, there has been a like welded out nipple.
Nipple.
That the oxygen sensors are plugging into.
They use those like they call those anti-foulers, things like that.
Sure.
No, it's nothing. It's not that.
It's not that.
No, this is. It was hacked. It's like someone
was-
cut off
yeah.
the mounting
Oh,
point.
you saw it?
Yes, it's like somebody cut off the mounting point.
Somebody
for-
cut off the nipple?
It's called a bung.
Oh.
It's like somebody cut off the mounting point for the sensor and welded it back into place.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm
Really
like,
shittily.
Why?
really shittily.
Why? What's the point?
We think that
Because I'm going to fucking straight pipe my Jetta, bro.
yeah, I don't know if it was like because it wasn't
Like
passing
Volkswagen doesn't have
smog.
enough emissions problems.
So they brought it out so it would like pass the test or the smog test or whatever.
That's the anti-foulers. That was the whole idea back in the day for spark plugs, but they adapted them to oxygen sensors. And they figured that if you brought the O2 sensor further away from the actual exhaust stream, somehow it would,
It's cleaner.
Yeah, so it was throwing a DPF fault, and that's totally something that we do all the time on the TDI vehicles. But he's like,
That's not warranty.
Yeah, he
been
asked me,
modified.
"Is
I'm
this
sorry."
warranty?" And I said, "That."
No.
He just points at it, and I'm like, "No,
No.
no, that is not
Get the
warranty."
fuck out of my office.
But because it is part of the Dieselgate, TDS, I have to call and ask and see if because he called Techline and Techline said, "I don't know. I've never seen that before. You need to call because it might still be covered."
I can't imagine how they could
I
cover that
can't
stuff.
imagine. But I'm going to call someone who's never looked at the underside of a vehicle in their entire life.
Yeah, and they're going to give you advice on how to resolve
And
this.
whatever they
hate
tell
that.
me
I can't
is
stand it.
on record, and I will do that.
Hey, they tell me how, to jump, I ask how high.
Yep. So
That's fun.
cue the outro music.
Wait,
Oh,
Eric,
Yeah.
this is a second key jingle.
what do a tick
Well,
and the Eiffel Tower have in common?
they're both really annoying and temporary.
What? That made
Hot
zero sense.
take. They'll
Hot take. A tick and the Eiffel Tower.
What do they have in common?
No, no.
They're both parasites.
Oh my God. You did not. I want you to know Daddy Vic is laughing uncontrollably right now.
And then there's one other that I know Allie will like. What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie?
what?
Sophisticated.
God.
What did I tell you? I told you she'd laugh.
What do you call a fish missing an eye?
My God. You do realize, Allie, he's told this joke.
I haven't told that one.
Yes, you have.
Not that one.
Moving on. Roll those keys.
For the third
Mikey liked it too.
Oh, God. Thank you so much to our sponsors, our listeners, Nick Lowridge, Mac O'Tools, Travis Ferris from Hit Distributing. I'm waiting for the music, Michael. Come on here.
We're trying.
Bruce Vane, the tunes will be here in a second, I promise. All of our VIPs.
I always feel like it's America's Funniest Home Videos when that starts playing.
I know.
Really?
Yes.
We do want to remind everyone to send us any listener stories. Tell us what crazy shit is going down at your dealership.
Dick pics.
Send those specifically to Eric's DMs.
CustomerStatesPodcast@gmail.com.
I
Slash
have
Eric.
access to that. Please do not send them there.
Slash Eric.
/ Eric. Truly, get at us.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials. We're on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Actually, don't do Twitter. Facebook. Do Facebook. Twitter, I don't do
Instagrams.
anything there. Instagrams, I said that. The Tiki-Talkie.
YouTube.
Tiki Talkies.
Do the YouTubes, you guys. Make sure you listen to the
YouTubes.
podcast and then
Then
Watch the video.
YouTube because we do not get paid for the YouTube. Anyways,
CustomerStatesPodcast.com, which is where you can find all of our stuff about us, new information about Eric coming. You can also get all
Finally.
of our merchandise,
a year and a half later.
wearable merchandise, stickers.
Where's our new photos for the...
Merchandising.
They're coming.
They're coming.
They're coming.
I'm coming.
Like all of us.
do not come.
Not yet.
Was that Kamala Harris?
Kamala.
Do not come.
Wow.
Thank you to Dale. Thank you to Norm.
I
Thank
said
you to
that.
Bruce. Thank you to Drew. Thank you to Tyler. Thank you to John Luke.
Thank you to your mom.
And with that, we say...
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
They already had Thanksgiving.
Oh, come over
For
here,
us, it's not
turkey.
Thanksgiving.
It's not Thanksgiving yet for us.
Okay.
Happy
I
Thanksgiving,
hope you
y'all.
guys have a happy Thanksgiving. And for all of you who have already Thanksgived, have a great Black Friday.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you, bitch. You said I could have the last one. Love you.
We're not doing it
Love
together.
you.
No.
Cut it.
my God.
Cut it. You're such a. Don't be such a schmedrick.
You're such
Love you.
you're such an Ebenezer Scrooge of Thanksgiving.
Dude, I was born on Christmas Eve. What do you expect?
Don't be such a turkey snood, Jake.
Born on 4th of July. That's the movie.
Love you.
Bye.
I love you.
It's gonna be cut so long ago. I really don't care.
Love you.
Everybody always asks me, "Why are you such a Scrooge?" I was born into this hell.
He's a half Jew born into Christmas. Like, what more could you ask?
Jewish.
Love you.
Love you.
Did you hit the button?
It's done. It's done. It's
Done.
y'all can stop now. It's okay.
Please stop.
Feed me.
What? There's food at home.
I need it.
Hi, this is Mike Sarah from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.